Tradition starts somewhere. I suppose ours started in the late 1950s. Those were times spent fishing with my dad. I remember being a little boy walking with my dad carrying our cane poles with our red and white bobbers attached, and of course the coffee can of worms which Dad would bait my hook with. Spending time along the creek area leading to Lake Michigan near the old power plant in southeast Wisconsin, the same creek my dad fished in his childhood with his brothers. Traditions, memories. Then, as I grew into my teenage years during the 1960s, it was our annual late summer muskie trip, a week of chasing muskies with my dad in northern Wisconsin on the Manitouish chain of lakes. The daylight hours were spent on the water pitching muskie baits, and evenings, after supper was done and the dishes were done and put away, it was time to play poker. And when back at home in Milwaukee, when my buddies and I weren't playing football or baseball, we would walk along the train track right of way with our bows and slingshots, stalking rabbits, squirrels, and pheasants. Traditions, memories. As a kid growing up in Milwaukee, going to the sports show was an annual event that I looked forward to all winter long. Trying my luck at the trout pond, walking around, listening to the outdoor adventure stories from the northern Wisconsin, Minnesota, and Canadian resort owners. Stories about the muskie fishing, the deer camps, moose and bear hunting, the wilderness canoe trips, trout fishing, and other outdoor yarns and tales. As winter's demise was on the horizon, I would pull out all my brochures and maps collected at the sports show, and spreading them all out on the floor, I'd transport myself to those imaginary places. Fishing for muskies on the fabled Chippewa flowage, being in the northern Wisconsin deer camp hunting whitetail, taking a canoe trip in Canada, fishing and hunting for bear and moose. Traditions, memories. The outdoor traditions passed from my dad's generation to my generation in the 1950s and 1960s. By the 1970s, I was older with kids of my own, and the outdoor traditions started to transfer from my generation to my sons and their generation. And the outdoor tradition transfer began in their early years, their first time fishing. Mike was 2 years old and Jeremy 4 years old. As you can see, the tradition of the coffee can of worms continued. They had dug up worms with the help of Great Grandpa West's camps in Upper Michigan. As I remember, no fish were caught that day, but the seed had been planted, and as they gazed at the still waters, I watched the wonderment in their eyes as a whole new world opened up for them. They also spent time out at the Vantagie camp along the Brule River in Wisconsin. As they started to grow up, besides summer vacations in Upper Michigan, time was also spent camping with family and friends in central Wisconsin. Target shooting, sailing, skeet shooting, and trout fishing were just some of the outdoor activities. Later came the muskie hunting and turkey hunts. And by the time they were in their late 20s, the outdoors had become a part of life. Traditions, memories. Years later, my grandchildren started to become the fourth generation of our family to receive the gift of our outdoor traditions. And they started out at a young age also, spending time up north, learning the skills to become better anglers, starting out with that same wonderment in their eyes as a whole new world opened up for them, just like their dad and grandpa, longing for some way to capture the magic of up north so they could always carry it with them. Up north, traditions, memories. The outdoor tradition gift expanded through successive stages, and it will become their custom-made individual wilderness, brought together from the places they have experienced, becoming one with nature and developing a sense of responsibility for the environment and the safekeeping and preservation of our great outdoor gift. And finally, establishing the knowledge to manage and conserve our natural resources, and someday pass it on to another future generation. Traditions, memories. And through all the years, there has been one constant that knitted the lives of the four generations together: the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel Sports Show. From the late 50s through today in 2019, this has been the common thread for the Rapant family generations. Unfortunately, pictures and movies of being at the sports show do not exist for the first three generations of us. But starting in 2006, with my first grandchild being born, the first of the fourth generation, I started a visual record of our sports show trips. So follow along on our sports show experiences and see the tie that bound together four generations of the Rapant family's outdoor pursuits, the Milwaukee Journal-Sentinel Sports Show. The Milwaukee Sentinel Sports and Boat Show, as it was called back then, with its first show starting in 1940. At the opening of the show, cannon fire would echo through the downtown area announcing the arrival of the sports show. Those who attended were entertained by lumberjack competitions, which included chopping logs, axe throwing, topping off trees, tree climbing, log rolling, and other events. There was also wrestling bears, retrieving dogs, casting demonstrations with fly tying, and many other options to watch and learn from. Attendees could take part in trout fishing at the trout pond, indoor bow competition, target shooting, animal displays, and many more activities. Plus, looking at various lodges, resorts, guides, and outfitters to book your vacation, fishing, or hunting trips. Also, tons of lure manufacturers and other fishing tackle and hunting equipment. As the grandkids in a couple of years got a little older, they became more active at the sport shows, from checking out the boats, looking at fish mounts, looking at the antlers, and then getting their antlers, paintball target shooting, checking out the live displays at the DNR booth, snacking, of course, doing some shopping, checking out more displays, trout pond fishing, and catching, visual deer hunt shooting, more paintball target shooting, rock climbing, bow and arrow target shooting, and now they could last through the entire show. Well, at least until Michaela got in the SUV.
We're going to be racing minnows. Who's going to win, Wes, Michaela? Go ahead, ring the bell.
Ring it loud and keep ringing it. We're going to get
the whole time? Yep.
Ready to pound? Ready, go!
He'd stay here all afternoon just playing with the minnows. You got one?
Yeah, Josh did it.
Oh, Josh got it. Good job.
Killed the raccoon.
Oh, the gobbler got away. Come on, Michaela. Turkey on the table. Yes! Good job, Michaela.
Between the trees, that's my boy. So this was our best effort at the Wisconsin Sports Show. Grandma caught this nice sized trout and this brookie, and Wes caught this trout. A pretty nice haul for the first time ever at the sports show. All cleaned, field dressed. We've got them all field dressed out, as you can see. All nice and cleaned and field dressed. And now we're going to get them in the vacuum seal. And the family waits in line for the trout pond, the one event we all participate in at the sports show. Well, except for the camera guy lately. 2019 sports show, the kids are trout fishing. There's Josh. There's Mike. He's got one. There he goes. Josh got one too. That's a nice size. Wes with another one. That one he put back. That was a little one. Grandma got one? Got one. Oh, Mike almost had one. Come on, Michaela. smoked trout. They got about 5. That's the best we've ever done here. There's Grandma. How many did you catch?
2 fish.
She caught 2, all right.
Yes, and I helped Michaela put the pea on so she could catch her own fish.
Good.
And she caught 1 fish.
All right.
I got 2 fish.
0. I got 0 because I forgot to put a pea on my hook.
Go ahead, Jack.
I got 1 fish. It was this big.
2019 Sports Show, having fun. Okay, so here's today's catch from the Journal-Sentinel Sports Show. So now Grandpa's got to clean them. Although through the years since 1940, the size and scale of the sports show has been cut back somewhat, many of the same activities are still available. Sometimes not all are available in the same year, but some of the displays and events are spread out over a couple of years due to a small venue area now being available. But it continues to be a popular destination yet today. And for those past Rapant family generations who are no longer with us, the present generations, and the future generations yet to come, it will hopefully continue to be the tie that binds the Rapant family to our great outdoor gifts, and will always be a place and destination that stirs our traditions and memories. Hi, well that's it for this week's video. If you enjoyed the video, please go ahead and hit the like button. Then if you're not already a subscriber, why don't you go ahead and hit the subscribe button. This way you won't miss any new videos. As they come out, you'll be notified. You can comment below on this video on the comment section, or feel free to drop us an email at rapantoutdoors360@gmail.com. I look forward to hearing from you guys, and as always, thanks for watching. See you on the next video.